Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So let's do another sketchbook session today. So I wanted to paint this time using different references. Please don't mind the right page. I've already used a little bit of acrylics there because I have some left and I didn't want to throw it away. But we're not going to paint on that, we're going to paint on the left page. I found some very inspiring and very pretty pictures on Instagram, and I wanted to use this type of colors and also paint similar landscapes, but at the same time using my own imagination and my own experience, create something new. As usual, you'll find in the description box what I've used, the brushes, the paint. And I'm gonna paint with gouache today. And I also have some leftover from my previous painting in my previous video, if you want to see that. And I'm gonna add more yellow, a bit of red, and also a bit more white because I'm gonna use it a lot. What's very nice with gouache is that it's always reactivable. You can always reactivate the paint and use it, so that's why I kept it. And it's the same with watercolor, and that's really cool. And actually, when you reactivate the paint like this, you get something very similar to watercolor, a bit more intense, but very, very similar because you have a lot of water in it. I really love the colors of the pictures I've just shown you, and they are very interesting. I think using purple and orange type of colors is very pretty, and I love purple. That's my favorite color. So I thought it would be a nice combo. I rarely use these colors together, but it was a great way to experiment for me. I'm gonna start by painting the ground and the sky, and it's gonna be a sunset type of landscape, so that's why I'm doing something with a gradient of color. It's very easy to do that with gouache because you just have to add a bit more water, and if you want to add another color you just have to add it on top and then mix the two colors using a bit more water. So very easy to blend, and I love that about gouache. As you can see, the colors are very intense and they're gonna dry a bit more dark, so that's why I have started with very light colors there, but they're gonna be darker. When you're using different references, unless you already know what you're gonna paint, I'm not. I'm very much creating there. I haven't planned anything. I'm just watching the pictures and get inspired by them. You have to try to see and understand what you like the most about them, why they're inspiring you. I love the colors for the first two, and I really love the landscape and the view from the last picture. I love the fact that you could see the moon even if it was almost the night and dark. I also love the fact that you can see a bit more of nature, but in black, like the nature is suggested, but it's like more shadows. So I really love that, but I didn't want to paint the exact same type of nature, the same trees, the same plants. So I've decided to create something a bit different, but still use the theme of the shadow nature, if you will. So the first one will be very much about that, about seeing nature almost when it's dark, like sunset time. And the second one will also be about sunset, but more about the sky, at the sun, create something a bit different. So I'm experimenting there. Haven't planned anything, so I'm just thinking about what I like about them and what I want to add on my picture, but trying to not do the exact same thing. So I don't know how to explain exactly what I'm doing because it's experimenting. Yeah, and I'm also thinking about adding new things. So for example, I'm adding more trees on the left of the first one, and I'm adding mountains on the right side because I thought it could be interesting to have something a bit more in the background. And as I thought there are not enough shadows and black, I'm adding a bit more plants. So yeah, if you use different references, try to also add things that you cannot see on your pictures and things that you know how to paint or how to draw, and that you could imagine in that picture. So for example, the mountains are pretty nice in this type of landscape, and um, it's okay to see them there. So I think it's creating something very cohesive. And obviously if you want to paint something that could be real, but you can also create something surreal and add the, I don't know, for example, add a building in the center of this picture if you want to create something a bit more surreal, a bit more unexpected. So it's very interesting too. Then it's about composition. It's about having enough contrast and also having enough space to breathe in the picture. Like if you have too much things in the picture, that could be, I mean, too much and not very pretty. So you have to think about the space you have and how you want to fill the space, but at the same time not have too much going on. So yeah, it's about balance, always about balance, and also where you place your object and your things in the picture. So yeah, I don't know, sometimes I feel like some things are missing, so I'm adding some things. So I don't plan what I'm doing, and I can't really explain how I know. I think it's an experience thing. Like I just love seeing pretty pictures and pretty landscapes, so I kind of know what I like, and I'm trying to create something I like. So you can do that, and you can also use a lot more references. I don't try to use too many because I'm also trying to develop my imagination and try to visualize a bit more in my head. So it's also an exercise for me to do. And I'm also trying to develop that sense of knowing where things should be and where they shouldn't. I don't know, I'm trying to listen a bit more what I'm feeling about the picture. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And as I said, you can also use a lot more references and try to create something different from the references you have. So you cannot really recognize the references, and it's not the exact same picture, it's not the exact same landscape, for example, for me, but it's something that looks like that, feels like it was inspired by, but it's not the same. And yeah, add your own things, like your own vision, and try to create what you would like to see in the picture that is not. So yeah, that's my advice. Try to get inspired by the picture you like the most, and try to create something a bit more interesting to you, and something that you think could be interesting to see. Let me know what you think, and let me know how you do and what's your process. I would love to know. I love to know more about how people create and everyone's process. So please let me know how you create and what's your process. I think that's my favorite way to create. So start with maybe 2 or 3 references and add my own twist to it. And yeah, it's easier because I don't have to start from nothing, and I can use what I see to create and also try to imagine, which is definitely not easy for me. And sometimes when I'm creating, I think about something interesting that could be in the picture, so then I'm finding new references to create something new on top of what I've already done. So yeah, if I don't know how to draw something or paint something, I just try to find new references to be able to paint it. So yeah. And I do some sessions like this to try to know how to paint something from scratch. So next time I'll be able to paint landscapes that look like this, but they are not the same, and I won't need new references to do that. So that's why it's good to practice, and it's good to try different things and try to add new skills to your catalog. I again destroyed my paper with the masking tape I've used, so don't worry, I've bought some new ones that are coming up very soon, and that's the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know which one you like the most. I really like both. I love the colors, and I've never painted this type of landscape, exact same landscape before, so it was great to experiment. Please let me know what you think of them in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in my next video. Bye!